Hello and welcome to Cut to the Ball in the Post-Truth Apocalypse Quarantine Edition. I'm Ben. As always, I'm joined by Gaz.
Hello.
And Mike.
Hello.
Hello, yeah, so we are on Skype because we're all in our individual lockdowns, and obviously we're obeying our social distancing rules by not being in the same building. So, yeah, its quality may not be amazing, but we are still here pumping out show after show for you loyal fans and newbies.
We will be broadcasting in the apocalypse.
Yes, Ben.
We are broadcasting through the apocalypse.
We are.
You missed a word out then. You said the quality wouldn't be very good. What you meant was the audio quality wouldn't be very good.
Yes, the audio quality is good.
Of course, will be its usual blistering comedic standards.
Of course. Absolutely. Everyone been all right this week then? You know, how's the pandemic apocalypse going for you guys?
I'm still going to work every day, so it's still kind of the same, to be honest. I'm, just trying to keep the psychological damage down to a minimum.
Yeah.
And I'm still not going to work, so it hasn't made much change.
It's become more and more of what's the word? An agoraphobic.
Indeed.
You were born for this, Mike.
I fucking was, mate. I've been preparing for this for years.
Cometh the hour, cometh the man. Think of how many nurses you've saved.
Exactly. I'm the fucking national hero, mate.
They're going to build a golden statue of you in Parliament Square.
A global icon and a national treasure.
There we go.
We get knighted.
Oh, I don't want them.
Fight the power.
Yeah, only fucking toffs and nonces get fucking knighthoods.
You two barely stand for the national anthem when we go to the hockey, so...
I wouldn't accept it, mate. Honestly, I wouldn't.
I would, just to, maybe can't you sell the badge or something?
Probably.
Mind you, the sorts of people who get knighted don't really need to be selling badges, do they, to make money?
Do you reckon you get some kind of pension or something like that from being knighted?
Probably.
Yeah.
Taxpayers' expense as well, more than likely.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Well, so there is some benefit to it then.
Can you just pretend you're a knight? Just call yourself sir.
You could change your name by default, put sir in front of your name if you wanted to.
Just a thought.
Why, should we all change our names? Give ourselves knighthoods?
I've always fancied changing my name to Randy Savage. Because that's a hell of a name. In the UK as well, especially, it has a sort of different connotation, doesn't it? I'm a Randy Savage.
I want to change my name to Randy Bonk.
Randy Bonk, what the fuck? It's not cool, I've got to be honest.
It's the name of a made-up player on Championship Manager.
Mike, who the fuck was supposed to get that joke reference?
Well, they weren't. I just thought it was a funny name.
Yeah.
That's one for all the Champo managers out there that are on season 29.
Oh, yeah. It's been all go, actually, on my Champo.
Oh, mate, I bet it has. I bet you've done some serious champoing, haven't you, lad?
I have. And I've got it in Call of Duty again, and it's worth noting that I am still literally accuracy personified.
Of course you are. You're the world's greatest living soldier. Obviously. Everything you touch turns to gold. Unless it's made of
been
technology.
telling you this for a long time. Huh?
Unless it's made of technology.
Yeah.
Should we do the news?
Yeah, we've got to welcome back some listeners first.
All right.
Yeah, new returning listeners. What have we got? Gravesend, UK. St. Ghislaine, Belgium. Belfast, UK. Sydney, Australia. New York, Miami, Florida. Dublin, Ireland. Kansas City, Missouri, Telford, UK, Belford,
Hey.
Roxo, Brazil.
Brazil?
Yeah.
I'm not going to question it.
Shady Nasty's back.
Hey, welcome back, Shady Nasty.
And top 3, Guadalajara, Niles, Missouri, or is that Michigan? I think it's Michigan. Birmingham, UK, number 1.
Birmingham's top.
Mm-hmm.
Birmingham.
Wow.
Thanks,
I think
Birmingham.
Birmingham. I think that's the first time we've had a UK number 1.
Quite possibly.
Wow.
Well, everyone is literally locked in their homes with fuck all to do, so we're bound to get 1 or 2 more listeners.
I guess so. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
We'll do some weird news, eh?
Mm.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for listening. Right, we'll do some weird news. This is some random stuff we found on the internet that we thought is just a bit weird, full stop, or odd, or hilarious.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
So I'll start. 5G conspiracy theories fuel attacks on telecoms workers. I like to think that there's like an angry mob with pitchforks and burning bits of wood when this is going on. 5G conspiracies have led to a spate of attacks on telecoms engineers since the start of the coronavirus, with OpenReach reporting almost 50 incidents of abuse in April.
Fuck. That's quite a lot.
Engineers at the infrastructure company, which does not work directly on the 5G network, have been assaulted, spat on, and forced to flee groups of angry people because of baseless fears that the new mobile phone standard poses a risk to health and is linked to the coronavirus.
Fuck it now.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I mean, literally, well, OpenReach mostly deals with the UK's wired infrastructure, laying and upgrading fibre connections, but it hasn't stopped the company's engineers being attacked over 5G. Some simply draw the wrong conclusions and seeing people in high-vis vests working on telephone cabinets. But others make more specific allegations. One woman blockaded a van, accusing the engineer of driving a mobile 5G tower. In fact, the van had a storage rack on the roof. We are a nation of fucking idiots now.
Yep. Well, they've been
Everyone-
destroying the education system for years, mate. What do you expect? This is a result of it.
They're stealing our thunder, and everyone's turned into a conspiracy theorist. Well, the Russians have done this. The Russians have done this.
Is that your take on it?
Yeah, they've done this to Britain and America.
How have
But-
they done this to Britain and America then?
All the disinformation that gets spread by bots online.
Oh, come on. It ain't that fucking influential. It's been proven. All that Russia
don't know,
gate was
man.
bollocks, man.
I reckon the bots do sway opinion.
Has it?
Yeah,
They've been
definitely,
proven.
man.
Alex?
Of course,
No,
they had a massive thing in the US, didn't they, on Russian interference in the elections, and
Yeah,
they
let's face
couldn't
it,
find any
American-
evidence apart from just a few bots. That most of the memes were sent out after the election.
Don't think Russian bot farms exist.
Yeah, they do.
Well,
I
there you
don't
go.
deny it.
So who spreads all these stories of 5G towers and all the bullshit stories that you see shared on Facebook? Like, where do they all come from?
Well, from various sources.
And one of those
Also
sources
remember,
is Russian bots.
It is.
Also remember, like, the US government is never going to turn around and say, oh yeah, the Russians did interfere with our election.
They don't need the Russians to interfere. They rig it themselves anyway, so...
Well, even so, they're never going to say that the Russians, of all people, have interfered with their democracy, their great democracy, are they? So, you know, that was a shit or a bust before it even started.
2018, there were over 9 million Russian troll tweets in 1
Yeah.
year.
How many tweets a day, Gaz?
Yeah, I don't see why you're trying to play down the influence of, like...
Because I'm looking at the evidence, mate.
What
The
evidence?
the
You
evidence
said
was
a
minimal.
thing that was done in America.
Yeah.
It's not evidence. I'm googling it now. I'm trying to find something now, and like,
Guys, it went on for 2 years, man. It was an investigation by the FBI.
you're talking specifically about influencing the election. I'm talking about influencing society, the spread of disinformation and bullshit.
Yeah,
And
but that's a good
cockball.
example. But that's a good example. That's if there's been no evidence that they've influenced massively in elections, then it can be taken that they haven't influenced
No, it can't.
society as a whole.
That's a massive leap because it's two different aims, isn't it?
Same aim, innit?
No, one's to influence election, one's just to spread bullshit. It's like many different operations. It's like anti-science. I just think.
Okay, guys, if you see a Russian meme that says that 5G is linked to coronavirus, would you believe it?
No.
Well, there you go.
How does that represent? How, whether I believe it or not, how does that represent? How can you then use that to represent millions and millions of people? I'm a relatively well-educated human being.
Yeah, propaganda, it takes a long time over a period of time to... I'm not saying it didn't have an influence, but I'm saying it didn't have the influence that you think it does.
Okay, well, we'll agree to disagree.
There we go.
I forgot what we were talking about in the first place.
The Russians are coming. That's what we were talking about. No, we were talking about the 5G people.
Oh yeah, they fucking. I'm sure. Hang on, let me find that article. The actual 5G conspiracy itself, I read, was a Russian-made. Well, I can't think what the word I'm looking for. Just a lie, a disinformation, just something to put out there, just to fuck with people, basically, to unsettle society. Just to be a cunt. It's like a Cold War, isn't it? It's the modern sort of.
Of course, we probably do the same to them.
No,
Probably.
but I'm sure I read that this whole 5G. Because I couldn't give a fuck. If my phone goes faster, that's awesome.
Yeah, I have no issues. I haven't got COVID-19, and hopefully I can get 5G. And they said this was every new leap in this technology. Oh, mobile phone towers. Oh, they'll give you cancer. And then it's Wi-Fi. Oh, that's going to give you cancer. Well, all right. Unless we're going to, every scientific study says, no, this is safe. And then Alex Jones starts ranting on about how it's going to turn everyone gay, and they're not going to believe, aren't I? But people, remember, the very top of the educational pyramid isn't university. It's watching YouTube videos and calling other people sheeple.
Well, hang on, I've just found an article. I won't read the whole thing, but I'll just give you the headline. This is from, look, it's from the New York Times, so take any news site with a pinch of fucking salt. But basically, they're saying your 5G phone won't hurt you, but Russia wants you to think otherwise. RT America, a network known for sowing disinformation, has a new alarm: the coming 5G apocalypse.
I love that. Oh, Russia Today sows disinformation. No more than fucking Fox News does.
Yeah. Or the New York Times itself, which is what this fucking site is from. It thinks that U.S. intelligence agencies identified the network as a principal meddler in the 2016 presidential election. Now it is linking 5G signals to brain cancer, infertility, autism, heart tumours and Alzheimer's disease. Claims that lack scientific support. And so, yeah, people in their droves and now the British equivalent is your poor little picture that, when you're out driving somewhere and the green boxes at the side of the road that contain all the phone stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. And, you've got your little sad little British man sat there with his little sad umbrella over him because it's always fucking raining. Screwdriver.
Sad camping stool.
Yeah. It's doing some wires and some fat fucking cunt called Tracy.
Yeah.
Who's been on fucking Facebook. She's been on Facebook since she got up at the crack of fucking dawn. Right? She's got a favourite fucking dressing gown on. She's just been to the shop to buy 16 litres of Coke.
Or cider.
And poor little Dennis sat there on his little camping stool trying to fix the local fucking Wi-Fi. He's suddenly going to
go faster.
Yeah, he's going to get walloped up the side of the fucking head by a 2-litre bottle of Coke. and somebody's going to start screaming at him about giving cancer to the babies. What the fuck?
You don't want that.
What the fuck?
You don't want that in your day-to-day job.
I don't care if it's the Russians or it's just, I don't know, somebody else. I don't want to live anymore.
The worst of it is you've got a fucking point. People are just fucking thick now.
Oh, God.
I mean, I don't say this as a man who's going to win Internet of the Year, but fuck me. There's some right dozy bastards about.
Well,
it's unreal.
Well, this is where you get into a whole other argument, sort of related back to the story of where people think Facebook need to take some responsibility for what they allow on their platform, because at the moment they don't really make much effort to really stop it. Anyone can advertise anything, really.
Yep.
Is what people. Although they were apps. Do you know what? This is how insidious is this? What they did to me yesterday. So I got.
Announced we're going to launch hashtag for justice for Gaz.
Oh yeah. I'll keep it very brief, but it just shows how there's no leeway or context. So I posted the meme months ago, which is a meme about a young Hitler being sick of time travelers going back and trying to kill him when all he is an innocent painter. Clearly a joke. Because I posted that, they banned me from using Facebook Live for 60 days. And I wrote a status update, and the exact wording of my status update was, I have been banned from using Facebook Live for 30 days at that time. I thought it was 30 days at the time. For 30 days for posting a meme about young Hitler being sick of people traveling back in time and trying to kill him. 2020, folks. And because of that very status, I was banned from doing anything on Facebook for 24 hours.
Wow. So they were monitoring your account then?
Basically, yeah, I think, well, I had the thought of, like, somebody's reported that, so I need to go for my friends list and get rid of people I don't trust fully. But then Leona said, nah, because a few other people, if you see, commented and said they got banned for the same meme. Leona seems to think there's probably just a software system that detects any mention of Hitler and fucks it off.
Yeah, I can believe that, yeah.
Which is absolutely ridiculous. Because, all right, you don't want people going, wasn't Hitler great? We should all pay more attention to him. But we can't
I know someone that did say that to me once.
Well, yeah. But we can't just pretend it didn't happen, can we?
No.
Or, like, you know.
It's insane, mate.
Shouldn't I be allowed to say Hitler was a cunt? I mean, I should do a test and see if I get banned for that, but I don't know if it count, really. So, yeah, don't talk about Hitler on Facebook, kids.
All right, well, great. Can we go with the second bit of news now?
Go on, then.
Mike?
Okay. South Carolina manicurist very calm as she is eaten by alligator.
Okay.
I guess I won't do this again were her last words before she was pulled under.
No, you won't, because you're dead.
A manicurist in South Carolina has been killed by an alligator. She insisted on trying to touch. Cynthia Covert, 58, was visiting a woman's home on Kiowa Island last Friday to do her nails when she spotted the reptile near a pond. The witness told the Charleston County Sheriff that the woman was not acting like her normal self and was more talkative and relaxed than usual.
She was on drugs.
Was she?
Investigators asked if her behaviour may have been drug or alcohol related. She replied Covert came to her residence with a glass of wine, but that was the only thing she saw. After spying the alligator, she went down to have a closer look, despite the woman and her husband warning her against it. The couple even told her that an alligator had grabbed a deer from the exact same spot just days earlier, but she replied, I don't look like a deer, before proceeding to try and touch the gator. Oh my God. That's when the predator clamped its jaws around her leg and began dragging her into the fucking water.
Oh.
The pair ran to grab a shovel to try to fend off the animal, while one threw a rope to her to try to pull her back onto the bank. The victim, meanwhile, did not scream. Covert was about waist deep in the water, and she stated in a very calm voice, I guess I won't do this again, as they tried to pull her from the water. The alligator took her under the water and she released the rope. Covert's body was later discovered intact with severe wounds to her leg.
Holy Christ. Yeah, don't get tanked up on wine and think it'll be fun to pet an alligator.
I like a steadfast response to what was going on. It was almost very British. Nothing's happening. Alligator.
Oh, bother.
Oh, bother. Guess I won't be doing this again. Oh, I'm going to the water now. I'll be back.
Sounds like she was on ecstasy or something to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is not a normal response to be that calm.
No, like, especially if its teeth are sinking into your leg and you're not screaming.
Yeah. Something's going on. I'm calling funny business. It was the South. Well, didn't it say it was Florida, Mike?
Yeah.
So
no, South Carolina.
Oh,
okay.
It's the South.
South Carolina. Well, I think there's meth in South Carolina.
I'd imagine there is.
There's meth everywhere.
The worst part of it is they killed the alligator.
Did they? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it is a a woman killer.
Well, even so.
Yeah, but it's her fault, though, isn't it? That alligator would be alive now. She hadn't been such an idiot.
Oh well. He's got a future to look forward to as a nice pair of cowboy boots.
Yeah. and she'll be forever immortalised in the Darwin Awards.
Yep.
Yeah.
I guess I won't be doing that again, woman.
I still admire a steadfastness under alligator attack.
Yeah, I still maintain though I don't think it's natural. I think it's chemically induced, her state of calm.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe. She could have been on drugs. She certainly could have been tanked up.
Or maybe she'd had that glass of wine that she had was like the last glass of a bottle.
Or 3 bottles.
Yeah, because wine can chill you out and make you quite, dopey.
I've only ever drank wine once, and I didn't like it, so I've never drank wine since.
It's a little more sophisticated for your taste.
I'm not a sophisticated man.
I'm joking. I don't mind some.
I'm not.
I can do white wine.
I don't mind some if I have to.
I could do white and rosé. That's about it.
Rosé just tastes like pop.
Yeah.
We're not ponces, Ben. That's politically incorrect.
Wines for ponces.
That's a homophobic attack in 2020. Words of violence.
Is it?
Yep.
Right. Okay, go for it.
I'll do the last news story first, though.
All right, then call your lawyer.
Yeah, like I have a lawyer. Do you get a free one if you get sent to court? Or is legal aid not a thing anymore?
I think you may still do. You're always entitled to representation.
Oh, Ben, they've cut it massively, mate.
Have they?
Yeah.
Give me a second, lads. I lost the page because I was Googling about Russian bots.
I'll defend you. I'll defend myself in court. That'd be awesome.
Here we go, right. So, finally, in the weird news, a man dating a ghost fears she may be cheating on him by bonking other men during lockdown. Gary DeNoyer, also known as fuckface, twat-headed, shit-nippled, cunt rag, fucking weasel, pin dick prick.
For the listener, there's a picture of him. He's
Star
sitting
Wars
there.
T-shirt on.
I hate it so much.
And he's got his arm around an invisible person.
And he's wearing a mask in his house.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And have you seen his hair?
Yeah, he's got it in a little knot at the top, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
His head looks like a bin bag. Awaiting collection. Fucking hell. Anyway, this prick. He says he's been in a relationship with a ghost for over 2 years. While things were great at first, Daily Star Online can reveal they're facing some trouble now. The coronavirus pandemic has wreaked havoc on relationships. While the outbreak has been a blessing for some couples, others are facing their biggest challenges yet. Gary DeNoyer from New Jersey, US, has been worrying about his unconventional relationship. He says he's been dating a ghost called Lisa for 2 years. But while the 36-year-old says the relationship is on the rocks due to fears his ghostly girlfriend is cheating. In an exclusive interview with the Daily Star online, the unemployed American, thank God he's unemployed, opened up about his troubles. For the first month in lockdown, Gary said he was inseparable from Lisa. Why are they interviewing him and not driving him to the nearest medical facility? Jesus Christ.
Sexing him under the Mental Health Act.
Yeah, this is clear schizophrenia. Apparently, for fuck's sake. Apparently he enjoyed plenty of sex with the ghoul. That's not very nice to call his girlfriend. Yeah. What is it? Steady on, Mr. Reporter.
What does his girlfriend eat?
I don't know.
Goulash.
Goulash. Oh my God.
It's a dad joke.
Hey.
Dad joke? It was fucking awful.
He said, at first we spent every day together for a month. Jersey City was an epicenter early on during this, especially where we live. And I'm by nature a very anxious person. On top of not being able to see my family or my nieces, I was feeling very afraid. I for one don't think you should be anywhere near your fucking nieces, and that's all I'm going to say.
I was thinking that's probably nothing to do with the lockdown, is it?
He says, I'm usually the strong one in the relationship. Yeah, that's because you're the only one that's real. Fuck, you know. But I was just too overwhelmed to hold it together in that month. Lisa was my rock. She'd help me cook and fold laundry, watch loads of TV, and
how did she help him cook?
She watched pasta boil for him. The pasta's about to boil over. I'm not in great shape, so it was hard to keep up. Being on strict lockdown, we had to find creative ways to be sexually adventurous.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, God. Skipping on, blah, blah, blah. The past
There's
month...
There's a photo of me doing a Spider-Man kiss when Lisa's presumably on the ladder above him.
It says here, this past month, she's out all the time. Never tells me where she's going. She just going out with friends. She could be anywhere with anyone, and I've always felt secure in our relationship, and lately we haven't been having much sex. I'm worried that she's cheating on me. She says I'm being paranoid. I mean, I'm not... Yes, you are! Yes, mate! You're fucking mental! You're absolutely mentally bonkers!
Yeah, you are.
Fuck.
You've invented a girlfriend who you're really happy with, and now you've subconsciously made her cheat on you.
Because he hates himself so very deeply. Even his legendary girlfriend is off getting bukkakied.
By ghost friends. Are we going to find him next? Up to his neck in sand, his face smeared in jam.
Very well, maybe, yeah.
Oh, it's a rimmer. It's a rimmer. Yeah.
Better life.
Yeah, man. Well, I think that concludes that story. That man is mentally unwell.
But read the next. No, genuinely read the next little bit.
Okay. As his insecurities are getting the better of him, Gary is unable to talk to his parents and sister about it. He explains they are too stressed out about other things. Growing up in Italian-American culture, I was raised not to burden people with my problems, but occasionally I FaceTime with my best friend Chris, and he thinks cabin fever is making me paranoid. He said it's how much Lisa loves me. Everyone can see it. First ever. Gary added, it's possible this is all in my mind and I'm overthinking it. Isolation is taking its toll. Despite his cheating fears, Gary, who celebrated his 36th birthday on Monday, planned a special day with Lisa. He revealed, we plan to have a Star Wars and sex marathon. Things might not be smooth for the couple now, but we hope Gary and his partner will be in good spirits again soon.
Oh,
Oh, get fucked, Gary, and fucking Goody.
Right, just take this into account a second. Growing up in Italian-American culture, I was raised not to burden people with my problems or talk to his parents and sister, but he's got no problem going to the Daily Star.
Of course, because he's an attention-seeking prickhead.
He's not, is he?
Oh, yes, and he's very, very mentally unwell.
I would say so. Maybe that's why he doesn't want to tell his mum and dad.
And also, will you stop talking about shagging the ghost? Because it makes me very, very uncomfortable, son. It's got nothing to do with being Italian-American and everything to do with it being really fucking weird. I mean, how does it even work physically? How do you have sex with a ghost? You can't come from thrusting thin air, can you? So what's this dirty bastard been up to?
So, can he see Lisa, the ghost, or?
Well, it'd be shit. Wouldn't it? It'd be really shit if he can't, wouldn't it?
Yeah, could be getting sucked off by a demon.
Maybe a succubus.
Succubus.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, but apparently his mate says that everyone can see how much she's in love with him, so presumably he can see her too.
I've got a stunning revelation to make. I don't think his friend Chris is real either. I mean, come on. If I told you I'd been shagging a ghost, would you tell me, oh, come on, mate, everything's going to work out?
Probably just a humour, yeah.
Yeah, well, you locked the door and changed the number.
Yeah.
Well, if you said that, I'd want to meet her.
I'm not letting you meet my ghost girlfriend.
Why not?
You'll perv all over her, you dirty bastard.
What's she look like?
Gorgeous, she's my ghost girlfriend.
Well, just bring her around next when the quarantine's over. We'll meet her, we'll have a little party.
No, you will not run train on my ghost.
How did you know I was going to say me and Michael run a train through her?
Because I know how your mind works, you filthy beast.
Yeah.
And Ben, I don't want to be spit roasting a ghost with you, to be honest.
Yeah, because you'll just be able to see each other's thrusted in midair.
Yeah, looking into each other's eyes and be thrust into midair.
Have you thought about friendly fire? Friendly fire's going to be...
At the end of it, we just stood there naked, covering each other's cum. Well, this didn't really work, did it?
To be honest, man, when you said we were going to double team Gaz's girlfriend, I really thought it was going to be better than this. I think this was just a gay bukkake.
Well, she's real, isn't she?
I'm beginning to think she's not.
All right, so let's talk about today's main topic, Jade Helm 15. The Jade Helm military training exercise took place in multiple US states between July 15th and September 15th, 2015. The exercise, which involved 1,200 personnel from 4 of the 5 branches of the US military, was designed to train soldiers in skills needed to operate in overseas combat environments, including maneuvering through civilian populations. The announcement of these training exercises raised concerns and generated conspiracy theories that the exercise was a hostile military takeover.
Goddamn guns!
They're coming for our guns! Multiple states, including Texas, Arizona, Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi, New Mexico, and Utah.
Now, we've already started taking the piss out of the rednecks, but to be fair to them, there was a map released, wasn't there, that was part of the training exercise, which had labelled Texas and other parts of the US as enemy territory, hostile territory.
Yes, I think there was something like it was 2 were hostile, 2 were friendly, and there was a couple more, maybe 3 or 4, could go either way.
Yeah. I'd have
So
said...
we don't know if they'll like us or not.
Well, I'd have said if I was in charge of this training operation, to have maybe kept that map sort of under wraps
You
as
think
part of
that?
the training exercise, and then maybe the general public wouldn't have started to just panic and assume the worst. But anyway, we're getting ahead.
Yes, I mean, it is worth pointing out the governor of Texas asked the state National Guard to supervise this in a way.
Yeah.
So of those approximately 1,200 troops engaged in the operation, most were Army Green Berets. There was a small group of Navy SEALs, U.S. Force Special Operations troops, and there was some U.S. Marine Corps, air assets, helicopters, etc.
Okay.
The U.S. military decided, hey, we need to do these exercises. We need to, in Iraq, we really struggled with getting through civilian populated areas, built up areas, without killing a shit ton of civilians and causing massive damage. Maybe we should practice that for future engagements, which are probably going to be similar. I mean, some of the footage is amazing, though. The little bird helicopters come in and they hover over a building, they fast stroke down, or they dropped off, and then they're storming a thing, and there's flashbangs and automatic rifle fire, and it's all pretty sweet and ninja.
How many military personnel took part in total?
About approximately 1,200. Mainly elite forces, though.
Significant number.
Well, not really. I mean, but then again, 1,200, but these teams probably operate in smaller units because they're elite. The Green Berets and the Navy SEALs are amongst the best America's got.
Yeah, but if you
Air
saw...
Force troops are always useless, but
Even if you saw 50 soldiers...
Well,
that's enough to,
just...
1,000 soldiers is quite a lot of soldiers.
But I don't think they were all in one place. They weren't all in one place. There was, obviously whatever the rules, the engagement were, it would have been teams going into buildings, clearing those buildings, and then a convoy coming through, and again, personnel who were playing the enemy.
Yeah, but if you're
taken out.
If you're in a leafy suburb and suddenly there's 100 soldiers and a couple of tanks rolling down your street, it's a shock to the system.
Well, yeah.
Well, this is what one person I saw who was really dead against this happening, and not even in a conspiracy way, just being against the military doing this kind of training exercise in a public space, is that it desensitizes the American public to having military vehicles on the streets, basically.
Valid point.
It does, but it's got to be for over extended periods of time, hasn't it? I mean, how long did this last for?
It was between July and September 2015.
A few months.
Remember, it wasn't on continuously.
No.
So, it would have been... I mean, the thing is that they would just go in at night. Helicopters come over, guys fast stroke down. There's an abandoned block, and then you got flashbangs and practice grenades and rifle fire going off, and then this convoy will scream down the road with ATVs and Humvees, and they'll take out the quote hostages or quote terrorists, in cuffs and throw them in the back of the van. And people thought that these raids are actually real. There was stuff going on.
Well, the alt-right media had a field day with this, particularly our dear friend, Sir Alex Jones.
Oh, Alex.
Patron saint of the show. I think this is one of those things that historically he had to sort of walk back a little bit because he'd bigged it up to be something a lot worse than it actually was.
Never.
Yeah, I know, it's shocking. I know. Mike, are you okay? I know it's shocking, our saint. Bless him. May well be full of shit. But yes, he used this as a good old, they're coming for your guns, it's Obama. Democrats.
Yeah, well, the right wing were rolled up anyway because there's a black man in the White House with a Muslim-sounding name.
Yeah.
Doesn't help matters.
Certainly doesn't.
They're also paranoid about losing their guns.
It's all about the fucking guns with Americans. They're obsessed.
Well, not all of them, but, you know, I mean, it does seem to be like, well, what is about the guns? It's just constantly guns of you people.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's not that high a percentage that own guns. I'm sure it's like 30-something%.
A lot of
I
people.
know there's more weapons than civilians in
Yeah,
America.
but the average gun owner has about 7 guns.
Fuck me.
Quite rightly too. Any sensible society should encourage its citizens to have as many weapons as possible.
Weapons of death.
Sitting around their home, waiting.
Waiting
Now, look,
for
yeah.
a toddler to shoot you in the face as they find your handgun by mistake.
Yeah.
And
Well, speaking of
that
Alex,
one, you mean?
speaking of Alex, just before I forget, one of his things was he said that the Helm part of the Jade Helm name Helm stands for Homeland Eradication of Local Militia. So,
They do love a militia, the Americans, don't they?
yeah, 1,200 troops were rolling into Texas, which was labeled as a enemy. Imagine him showing that map. Look, actual proof, a map. You know, and they whipped him up into a frenzy, thinking. Now there was some weird shit going on, like with the Walmarts and that.
Yeah.
Which we can get into at some point.
We'll get into that. I have got that down as a. Sure, I have. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll let you crack on. I'll let you lead.
So I'll go through the 6 main Jade Helm conspiracy theories. And actually, I want to throw out that maybe it wasn't just an exercise. Maybe there was some deeper shit going on.
Okay.
Maybe elite alpha teams are being sent in to eradicate a nest of zombies or aliens, or zombie aliens. And put under the cover of this, and, you know, there's a small number of elite troops being used. You want your best guys, you know, boom, boom, headshot, headshot, headshot. Zombies, or zombie aliens, or an Anunnaki terrorist cell.
Or were they could have been just sort of cleaning up, you know, anybody that sort of said, fuck you, you'll never take my guns alive, you'll never take me alive, those types of people, and just, you know, wiped out a whole load of them.
Maybe.
In one group with the greatest soldiers you've got. Who knows? But anyway, tell us the 6.
Right. FEMA death domes.
Wow.
Yeah. You know what FEMA is?
Yeah, but tell the listeners if they don't.
Federal Emergency Management Agency.
Right. They don't like black people, do they? They tend to, like, not go and help them when there's national emergencies, like floods and
You're
hurricanes.
talking about the FEMA response to New Orleans, then yes,
Yeah.
you might have a point.
Yeah.
Something I would need to look more into. I've only heard the rumours. So some have alleged that new dome-shaped facilities are being built by FEMA for the purpose of detaining insurrectionists.
Oh.
While the Associated Press has written about the shelters, Jade Helm conspiracy theorists have latched on to, I'm going to quote, FEMA death domes.
Wow. Mad Max, welcome to the FEMA death dome.
Welcome. No, hang on, what was it? Yeah,
Beyond death dome.
To the death dome.
Wow.
So though they're meant to be hurricane and storm shelters that can protect a large number of people and in cases provide community facilities like gymnasiums, conspiracy theorists argue that walls designed to withstand hurricanes and tornadoes make great prisons and have linked them to Jade Helm.
I've even heard people saying that the shelving units used in Home Depot and Walmart is suitable to be converted to make simple cell structures.
Really?
Yeah, but then didn't they use Walmarts to, like, store Mexican people on the border?
But
Isn't
they
that
did.
like a thing? Yeah. So it's not that crazy, is it?
No. FEMA have, like, for some reason got this awful reputation in the conspiracy world that they're just trying to kill everybody.
Yeah.
Or detain everybody, and it's when FEMA, because FEMA can have emergency powers in the event of a natural disaster. You know, like the film Volcano with Tommy Lee Jones.
Ah, yes, that
He's
document.
kind of the FEMA guy, and he gets like executive power over the city's resources.
Yeah.
And then they build that bitching wall of concrete and spray the lava with water.
I'm taking over this complex. It's a national emergency.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
This hospital's mine now.
I genuinely had some dude online in a conspiracy group telling me that FEMA had ordered like 15,000 collapsible portable guillotines. And I
That's
was
perfectly plausible to me.
really? And he's like, yeah. And do you know what? The reason he gave me was that it was for martial law, the death sentence would obviously be back in, and a guillotine, quite efficient way of killing people, isn't it?
Certainly is.
Wow.
Yeah. Probably the most efficient. But then, it's not just the guillotine and the executions, it's the organ energy from the fear of people watching, being in line, watching their fellows being beheaded and executed, and the blood squirting out. That organ energy feeds the reptilians who really run the country.
Those
Sounds
bloody
like he's
reptilians.
been reading too much Ike.
Well,
Do you know what I realised the other day, boys? Remember the Super Mario Brothers movie?
Yes.
yeah,
It literally warns us about the reptilian lizard people, doesn't it?
Yeah.
kind of does, yeah.
Yeah, and I was watching Alien again.
Oh,
Right.
awesome.
Classic. I forgot that the planet that they visit is in the Zeta Reticuli system.
Oh.
Is that where Bob Lazar says?
Yeah, Zeta Reticuli, yeah. Where the
Yeah.
grains come from.
live.
Oh, shit, son. I forgot what I was going to say. Alien. Speaking of aliens, I've never seen the Alien versus Predator films, of which I believe is there 3 or 2?
There's 2.
I tried to watch the first one, but I fell asleep.
It isn't brilliant. The second one is dog shit.
Oh God, I was hoping it improved. Oh,
No.
how can that? Do you know what I mean? It's about aliens versus predators. It should be awesome.
You'd
Should
think
be.
that,
Mm.
but no, it was absolutely fucking awful. I hate the first one, and the second one, like Mike says, is dog shit.
I don't mind the first one. It's watchable, but it ain't brilliant.
I liked the storyline of like how the predators used Earth as like a training thing.
Yeah. I was telling Ben, man, I want to see like Vikings versus Predator. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be
Well,
fucking awesome.
Be, but you know,
Yeah, it would. Big fucking Vikings going hand to hand with Predators. Awesome.
Yeah. I'd
you
give
would,
it a
but
what?
there's a bit of a technological gap, isn't there? I mean, imagine a predator's wrist talons that go quite easily through a wooden shield.
Yeah, but they outnumber them for one.
Well, they do.
I don't know, just as an example, something like that. That'd be fucking cool. Watching Predators in history taking on like the meanest sort of warriors, like the Predators versus the Spartans or something.
That'd be pretty sweet, actually. 300, but with predators.
Yeah. Just
This is Sparta, and you're one ugly motherfucker.
Kicks him down the well. Yeah. Oh, can you hear that woo-wooing then?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
What animal was that?
It is an Alaskan mammalute called Chloe.
A what?
An Alaskan mammalute, like a husky, but from Alaska.
Oh, so it's a dog?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, Alaskan mammalute sounds like some sort of fucking exotic mammal that you need a license for fuck's sake. I was imagining like fucking lemur or something over there in the cage. It's a fucking dog.
It sounds like something you'd buy at a Chinese wet market.
Or am I the Tiger King?
Or are you spreading the coronavirus from your flat, from your house?
You do not want to be the Tiger King, Ben.
No, I don't actually. No.
If you were, then that lemur thing you've got over there is going to get fucking shot at some point.
She's a wolf, basically. I've got a little wolf next to me.
Well, it's good for you.
You know?
Good for your little fantasies of being Wolf King.
Maybe, yeah.
Right.
All right, then the next one. Bluebell ice cream truck. You know about this one?
No.
I haven't.
Oh, if you're going to start a war, you need a place to put the bodies.
Right.
Some conspiracy theorists believe Bluebell ice cream trucks could serve as mobile morgues. While none of the conspirators at Bluebell balked at the idea and publicised the plot, sleuths found evidence. Film of about a dozen Bluebell trucks travelling on the same highway as a military convoy, apparently I-25 in Colorado.
Wow. Well, this is similar to recent events in our own country. Do you remember in the first sort of week of just before lockdown, there was a picture of military vehicles on the motorway being shared around social media, and
That's
people
right.
saying this was evidence of the fact that there was going to be martial law in the coming days. So we've learnt nothing in the last 4 years, 5 years is what this proves, is we've just got worse.
Who just got worse?
Yeah, we've learnt nothing. We're still spreading the same baseless crap around.
You see the picture of it was a train, and there was like you know them sort of big water tank things they stick on a carriage of a train. You know, so a big chemical carrying container sat on top of a railway carriage, a railway mount chassis, I guess is the word, and it had like COVID-19 written on the corner. And it's like, you tell me this isn't all planned, and it's like, that's so fucking fake, it's unreal.
Oh my God, as if they would label it. So It's a man-made disease that they've let out on purpose, and they've got written on the sides of the trucks, just in case they get it confused with the Ebola or something like that.
Yeah.
They printed COVID-19 on the side. Oh, cock off.
Yeah. And it was just a really badly photoshopped fucking job, because it looked like it had been chalked on.
Yeah.
And he's like, really? Oh.
Confirmation bias.
Those same people.
Some fucking shit, though, didn't they?
Those same people in 2015 of them were absolutely losing their fucking minds over 1,200 military personnel invading Texas.
Amongst others.
Because it's Obama.
Well, Obama wanted their guns, didn't he, apparently?
He's
allegedly.
A goddamn Muslim eck, and he wants your gun, and he has closed down the Walmarts. There is something a little bit dodgy about one of the Walmarts that was closed, though, because there were about 5 Walmarts closed, weren't there?
I've got it coming up next. A handful of Walmarts, 2 in Texas and 1 each in Florida, California, and Oklahoma, suddenly closed in April for 6 months, with a company saying they needed to make plumbing repairs.
Bullshit. There was no plumbing repairs. They were being used for training, obviously, as, you know, I guess the government paid off Walmart. Yeah. But what's weird about it is somebody did do some footage, and like, I don't know, it's strange, it's weird, I don't know what they're doing in there, but they could just be practicing. I did hear that in times of occupation, Walmarts would become I don't know if this is proven or it's just hearsay, but some people think that there's a deal in place where Walmarts will become like distribution centers for the Home Guard.
Yeah, makes sense. I can read you what this article says. Basically, they closed 5 out of more than 4,000 stores. 5 out of 4,000 Walmart stores, they closed 5.
Yeah,
it's hard to be a dent, is it?
They sized razor wire protecting the roof of an abandoned Walmart in Cincinnati. Although some noted it is in a high crime area, you know, copper and surveillance equipment is actually quite a nice target for thieves. But Jade Helm theorists say the military plans to enact martial law and use the stores as processing locations, or possibly to control the food supply in poorer areas.
It's not uncommon in wartime for the government to take hold of private distribution centres or whatever industry.
The British government always commandeers civilian ferries in times of war. In the Falklands, they commandeered a couple of P&O ferries to transport troops and supplies over.
Exactly, and of course, as a communist, as a Marxist, I believe that should happen in peacetime too. But that's another story.
I would just like to say to all our American listeners, I do not associate with Mike and his dirty commie friends.
No, mate. I'm all for benevolent dictatorship. Mine, of course. But
red under the bed.
They're
They're everywhere, man. These commies, they're after your way of life. That's what this Jade Helm was all about. So, but one of the things why they think
You're gonna tell me it was cultural Marxism next?
Yes. Now, the reason one of the Walmarts was closed down, they think, and it is a little bit dodgy, it was this particular branch. It's sort of one of their big, nice flagship branches, but it was the epicenter of a lot of worker civil action. That there was a lot of protesting about, sort of pay and rights on Black Fridays and things like that. It had been the epicenter of a lot of protests, which had then enforced change company-wide in Walmart. And that particular Walmart was one of these that was shut down. So some feel that one was selected just as a fuck you to the staff at that place. If the government came in and said, listen, think about it, we need 5 of your stores, preferably in these sorts of areas for training exercises, and you'd be like, oh, I've got just the store for you, Mr. Government Agency man. It's the one where they're always protesting and they cost us money and now people have rights because of them. So yeah, that's just another element to it. So what's on that list, Ben?
A little bit of a follow-up to that one is a theory also involves China using the sites as command centers as it allegedly tries to replace the dollar as the global currency with its own and disarm Americans during a hostile takeover of the nation.
Well, part of it's true. Part of it's true. They have ditched the US dollar now in dealing oil with Russia and other members of the oil conglomerate, whatever they're called.
That's why they won't tell us about the aliens and the alien technology, because it would completely destroy the petrodollar electrical central power-based structures and would, they'd all lose their money.
Oh, how terrible that would be.
It all comes down to greed. They simply can't tell us about the interactions and the links that we have with extraterrestrial beings and their energy-free technology, because they fucking love selling oil so much because of the way it works. So I'm with you.
Of course.
They're not raping the planet.
Tell me about the aliens and I'll be a commie too. Aliens used to have bog roll.
Boys from the dwarf.
Hey. Right.
All right, so the next one, asteroid strikes. Armageddon predictions are nearly as old as humanity, and while the world won't exist forever, doomsday procrastinators are still batting 0.000 despite many hearty swings. But they're nothing if not persistent, and now some believe that Jade Helm is preparation for an asteroid strike that will wipe out life on Earth.
Right.
Surely we could just send Bruce Willis and a team of misfit drillers up there. That's my theory.
Or just train some astronauts how to drill. Makes much more sense.
No, it's not the drillers.
No.
Teach the drillers to be astronauts. You can't teach drilling, guys. It's an art. It's a skill. It's learned. You can't just teach somebody.
That's the fucking line the Hollywood producer came up with, a scriptwriter. It's not actually true.
It is. It's completely true. Bruce Willis said it.
It's not an art. It's not like people don't travel to like pay top money to watch the world's greatest drill artist. Like, oh man, he's such an artist. Nobody else could have drilled through that cotton wool.
He lives in the Himalayas in a remote drill temple.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Fuck Armageddon. Anyway, what the fuck?
Anyway, the theory goes that eventually the world ender will be discovered by the population as the asteroid nears, and the military will be used to corral the anarchy, possibly to force people to do what it thinks needs to be done to save humanity.
They don't give a
Yeah.
shit. They sort of save themselves. They'll be in the bunkers and let us
Why?
fucking die.
If you're one of these soldiers and you're not guaranteed a place in the bunker, why would you round up people to not put in the bunker? Like, well, I haven't got a fucking choice in this, but I have got a gun.
Well, yeah, at some point that's going to break down. It just depends on how programmed the soldiers are to carry out the command. At some point it's going to break down, isn't it?
Absolutely.
But by then they're safe and secure in their bunkers. It doesn't matter.
But the military still have access to a lot of high explosives. Do you want the next one?
Yeah.
Russia to rescue independence-seeking Texans. Recently, the incoming Joint Chiefs Chairman called Russia the biggest threat to the US. Meanwhile, some Jade Helm theorists suggest Russia is coming to arm rebels in Texas in response to the US arming of rebels in Ukraine and other countries in Russia's backyard. In fact, some say Russia has already infiltrated the US to help prepare for the coming civil war.
Well,
I'm sure they'd love to. There's no denying it. But I don't think they're capable of it.
They've got a shit ton of bots.
Well, oh, sorry, just some breaking news. Apparently lockdown's been almost sort of lightly lifted.
No, motherfucker.
What does that mean exactly?
It seems, judging by my timeline, utter confusion in the population. People saying it's pretty much lifted. Schools are going to open, I think, from what I can see, but not shops or pubs. So I'm not really sure what's going on. But everyone seems to think there's going to be another spike and we're all doomed.
Well, because he's just opened the UK up to please his corporate masters, hasn't he?
Yep.
Got to keep that economy going, Ben. It's more important than them oldies.
That's it, mate.
They're not contributing, are they?
Exactly. Fuck them. I mean, sorry.
So, just get them picking fruit. That's what they want them to do, isn't it?
Got to keep making that billionaire class the money.
That's it.
Oh, and I will play my place in it, take my part in it as the slave I am, the cog in the global machinations of corporate greed. Oh, yeah.
You're sounding more like a communist every day, Gaz.
Oh, I love it. I'm not going to throw myself on the cogs of machinery. I love being a cog in the machine. Oh, I love my little place. Please, sir, may I have another?
No.
But I've worked really hard, sir.
No. I need a yacht.
Okay.
Get back to your ways. Get back to your job, peasant.
Okay, I'm very grateful for my job. Thank you.
So you should be.
It enables me to look down on others. Thank you.
No, not many, I assume.
We all know how important this is to my psychological well-being.
No, key worker.
Ah, fuck them if they can't take a joke. They certainly can't take a Hitler joke, can they? Shitting out.
Yeah, right, so an alternative to this theory is that the US is pretending that Russia's arming an American rebellion in order to justify a declaration of martial law. Apparently, the US government is using the conspiracy websites to initiate the spreading of the lie that Russia is trying to start a civil war in Texas, all as part of a sinister false flag operation.
Sounds plausible to me.
So it's actually a double bluff.
Yeah. Something like that. That was a strange noise.
Sorry, it was my computer.
Oh, I thought it was a truck, an angry truck. Yeah, well, the comet one, I don't know, it could be preparation for a coming comet, but these have all been proven to not be true, obviously, because it was 5 years ago. So we don't really know what they were trading for. It could be literally what they said it was, moving through urban areas.
What they call fibula, fighting in built-up areas.
They fucking love an acronym in the army, don't they?
They do.
Oh, they do.
Do you know what the British Army version is? You know, fibula sounds quite technical, isn't it? Fighting in built-up areas.
Mm.
In the British Army, we call it fish.
Fish.
Yeah, fighting in someone's house.
Fuck's sake.
I prefer ours. I think ours is better. One last little bit. Another angle says that Russia is a secret allegiance with Barack Obama. Obviously, this has been proven false because, we've moved on from this. This one suggests that foreign troops will actually run the FEMA camps, imprisoning dissidents, a theory complete with a Russian invasion. And speaking of Obama, a number of online voices did cast doubt on the idea there would ever be a 2016 election.
Mm.
They said Obama simply impose martial law and become a tyrant, using a military that largely disapproves of his overall performance as Commander-in-Chief.
Well, that all turned out to be absolute cock bollocks, didn't it?
That
What a
last bit
surprise.
did, yeah.
What a surprise.
Yeah, funny that, isn't it?
It's strange. You think to yourself, well, they really hated Obama. A lot of certainly the gun-owning classes, or the majority of them.
Mm.
And you're like, wow. But what was it? Because he was black, or?
Of course it was.
Yeah, it was literally because he was
Yeah.
black. Do you know what happened while I was researching this? Because I had my dates confused. I was watching because there's not much on YouTube. Well, it's getting harder to find conspiracy videos anyway. And I found some 10-minute clip from some news show or something, and they had some former general on the line talking, and he was basically saying his fears, why he doesn't like this operation is because, he doesn't really want the military practicing in civilian areas. And then he was talking about how, he was saying to the host, I hate to say this, but, if it wasn't this current sitting president, then, my fears wouldn't be as big as they are. And I assumed he was on about Trump. And then as the conversation went on, I realized it's 2015, and he's talking about Obama. And it's nothing to do with incompetency, is it? It's it's racism.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he's a Democrat. He was a black Democrat, so
Yeah.
double fucked.
Triple fucked.
Yeah, when it comes to these sort of military types, anyway.
But he did drone strike a lot of people.
Oh yeah, he certainly did.
Muslim people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you'd think they'd love.
No.
Cognitive dissonance, innit? Confirmation bias, all that shit.
Yeah.
Well, he was black and he used big words.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's instantly turned off half of America.
It's going to be interesting with their anti-lockdown protests to see what happens there, isn't it?
Yeah, well, hopefully they'll just ignore them and they'll go away.
Hopefully they'll die of the coronavirus.
Oh!
Mike, it's not very pacifistic of you.
I didn't mean it. It was a joke.
Yeah, you did.
I wish death on people every single time we record, and I very rarely mean it.
No. Or carried it out, you pussy.
Sometimes I mean it. That guy earlier, the guy with the ghost girlfriend, I think he should be dead.
I actually agree with that.
He already
He's got no... Yeah?
He already is dead on the inside.
Well, it must be that ghost girlfriend.
Do better than me. I'm jealous of the cunt. I can't even get a ghost girlfriend.
Oh, God. Does that mean the next time we go round to yours to record this, and presumably that'll be next week with lockdown kind of lifting, this could be our last quarantine episode?
Well, hopefully. Well, we'll see.
I won't say I'll miss it.
Oh, wow, the quarantine of 2020. I'm going to get T-shirts printed. I survived the quarantine of 2020. And did fuck all. I'm a hero, damn it. Yeah, I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, we'll record next week. Yeah. And,
Yeah.
We'll all be in person. It'll be great. I forgot completely where I was going with that. I fell down a total weed hole.
To be fair, mate, so have I. Don't worry about it.
Well, I think that let's sum up our thoughts on what do you think Jade Helm 15 was? Was it as it says it was on the tin, or was there something else going on?
Go on, who wants to go first?
Go on if you want. You go first.
I'm still going for zombie outbreak or anarchy terrorist cell. They were eliminated swiftly and in one stroke by the elite forces of the US military.
Excellent. And Mike?
Yeah.
I'm going for training exercise.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not, but I am also going for they may have other ulterior motives that we're unaware of, perhaps. That's a distinct possibility. I won't put anything past these cunts.
That's where I would like. I mean, it's a training exercise. Some Russian butts whipped up some rednecks. Alex Jones in the mix. The alt-right media going wild and running wild with this. It's just the perfect storm, isn't it, for everyone to think they're coming to take our guns away. They're coming to take our guns.
Don't take my gun. You only have my gun when you try it from my cold, dead hand.
All they were doing, they weren't coming for your guns. They were simply practicing taking your guns. So, Jesus. You still got him, haven't you? Chill out, everyone.
Yeah, that's it. You know,
and I don't think you're going to literally physically come round to everyone's house and take them. I'm sure it'll be more of a thing where you have to declare it and go and take it in somewhere. So you just don't declare it and have an illegal gun. You'll still have one, wouldn't you?
But doesn't that defeat the whole point of buying guns legally and then just arguing the point that criminals just get them illegally anyway? I mean, that means everyone will be a criminal.
That's what will happen. There's too many guns there for them to. They'll just forever be gun land.
Yeah, but there's more guns than American civilians.
Change the name to Gunland.
They could change their name to Gunland. That'd work.
God save Gunland.
Yeah, they could put part of it off and have Godland.
God damn it! This is Gunland. I will not be the First Amendment.
Well, they'd amend it again, wouldn't they? So everyone must have a gun.
A love gun.
Do you?
That'd be better. A love gun. Everyone had to have a, love gun. Code word for a dick.
Well, you want everyone to have a penis?
Yes.
Well, that's not going to work, is it?
Yes, we're going to graft them onto everyone. And
work,
we'll all
though,
be...
is it?
Oh, good. I'll have two then.
Oh, by the way, I should just plug it. The Solar Wars and album with the first single, Interdimensional Penis, is now, will we soon, Mike, available on YouTube?
Once Gaz has listened to it,
oh yeah,
gives it the green light.
I enjoyed it.
I've listened to it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we can release it then.
And obviously I get my producer credit, so...
Fuck off.
I give you the seal of approval. That's producing.
No. Right, I think that concludes Jade Helm 15.
So am I the only one that thinks it's a zombie thing?
Yeah.
Oh. Or an anarchy insurrection cell?
Yeah.
Oh. All right, in that case, then my backup theory is it probably just was an exercise and
stick to your guns. Stick to your guns, you coward.
That's my second choice. Obviously, I think it was the aliens and or zombies.
Fair play.
All right, so let's finish the show on some weird news.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
Right, well, I'll start. Man wears KKK hood to cover face while grocery shopping.
Fucking hell.
Well, He wasn't, he was following the social distancing advice, wasn't he?
Well, a California man with either an unfortunate lack of alternate clean linens at his home or, just plain old ignorance, was spotted in California grocery shopping in a Ku Klux Klan hood in order to cover his face. The man who was shopping at Von's grocery store in Santee, California, was photographed by customers both worried and perplexed, and eventually confronted by store clerks who told him to remove the hood while he was waiting to check out. The man eventually complied, purchased what he'd come for, and left.
Man. Fucking hell. Would have been amazing if he just happened to bump into, like, I don't know, a family of, let's say, African American people who were feeling pretty feisty on that day.
You mean like a street gang? Or, I don't know, like a bunch of African American military veterans out to do some shopping?
No, I just mean like just a normal family, but like 4 or 5 of them in the car. Just get out and kick this fucker's head in.
Isn't that a fascist thing to do? Because isn't he expressing his freedom of speech and rights and all that?
No, it's against the law, isn't it? It's hate speech. It's like a hate group.
I don't know if there's a rule against wearing Klan hoods in public.
There's no hate speech in the US. You can say what you want.
Well, he's right. Okay, he's free to wear that hood. He's also free to deal with the consequences.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, I fully agree.
A couple of angry black friends. I was trying to think it would have to be a family, because why would there be a car full of people during the pandemic? That's why I was saying a family.
Yeah.
2 brothers, mum and dad, and a sister who can handle herself, all pile out of the car and just say, "Excuse me, mate. I know you put a good idea this morning. You were being oh so rebellious. Oh, get you. Well, brace yourself, fuckface." Just beat him, not to death, just enough to remember it and live to tell the tale, and not wear his fucking stupid Klan hat to the shop. It pisses me off that he got away with it.
Yeah, it wasn't until he got to the checkout they asked him to remove it, which I think is odd.
Still not getting away with it, is it?
No. And he just obviously he is a slightly larger white man. Obviously a member of the master race, judging by his physique.
You're trying to say he's a fat bastard?
Yes, I am.
We need to make that clear. We weren't admiring his musculature.
Oh no, he's a fat fucker. He's a fat fucker in a camouflage t-shirt.
Yeah.
There you go. That's you know exactly the kind of person I'm on about now.
I'm just making it absolutely clear that we sarcastically mean he's a member of the master race, like that meme.
Oh yeah. That was sarcasm. Yeah. Don't want to be done for stuff like that, do we?
Because you know how I've got sort of some Hitler associations at the moment that I'm trying to get rid of.
Yeah. # justice for Gaz.
You don't want the KKK label too, do you?
No, I do not.
No, that's not a good idea. Yeah, so a couple of thoughts. They're saying...
What a massive prick, for starters.
Yeah.
Or a racist cunt.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's all there is to it, isn't it?
But the good thing is, he's a dying breed.
Well, no, is he?
The Klan is dying, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Racism might not be dying.
It may have had a bit of a boost since Trump got into office, but yeah, I think in general it is dying a bit.
Yeah, once a certain generation's gone, I doubt anyone's really going to bother taking it up. Well, maybe some will, I don't know, but I'm just guessing. I'm basing this on, I watched a documentary recently. I can't think of the guy's name, it's really bad, but have you ever seen that dude? He's a musician, Daryl somebody. He collects Klan robes. He's a black guy. And
yes, I have seen him. He's awesome. Yeah, he talks them round, doesn't he?
Yeah, and then takes their robes basically. And some black people give him shit for it, but he really, they're trophies, man.
Yeah, fair play to him. I've seen him. He's awesome.
How did you talk him round then?
Completely non-violent. I knew you'd like him, right?
Yeah.
And has conversation, just basically through conversation.
Yeah.
Opens people's eyes to the ridiculousness of judging someone before you even know them based on their skin, basically. Yeah, and he talks them round to the point and befriends them over time. It doesn't happen in like an afternoon. You know, it takes time, and over the years, he's built up this huge collection of robes.
Yeah. So he just asked, hey, can I have your robes, please?
I think the first one he got, the guy willingly was like, do you know what? I'm so, you know, to prove to you how turned around I am, I think you should have this, do what you want with it. He probably thought he was going to burn it or something, but... And in one of them's even, it was really scary. He was on Joe Rogan, and he got it off a serving police officer in the Baltimore Police Department.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, anyway, great guy. Can't think of his second name now, but look him up, listeners. It's a really good documentary, and he was really good on Joe Rogan.
All right, well, I'll have a look at that as well, actually.
Ooh. Excellent. Right, sorry, I derailed us.
That's all right.
Next bit of news.
Yeah, next one.
Ohio woman charged after calling 911 claiming her pussy was on fire.
Oh, God. She was not referring to her cat, was she, Mike?
Definitely not.
Oh.
An Ohio woman is facing multiple charges after she allegedly called 911 and requested the fire department put out a fire in her crotch.
I'm getting a slight methy vibe from looking at a picture of this woman. I'm sensing meth has been in this woman's life.
Been in her vagina.
And possibly her vagina.
Why it was burning. It's supposed to put chemicals in there, especially that one's cooked up by some fucking white bloke with dreadlocks and no teeth.
The Port Clinton News Herald reported that 50-year-old Katrina Morgan faces a felony charge of disrupting public services and a misdemeanor charge of making false alarms. Morgan is accused of calling 911 Saturday evening and reporting that her pussy was on fire, according to a police report from Port Clinton Police Department. Additionally, Morgan asked if the fire department's hose was working and told the dispatcher she needed somebody to come put it out with their hose.
No.
Oh, man. I bet she thought she was so funny, didn't she?
I bet she thought she was the height of the party.
Yeah.
The life of the party and the height of hilarity.
Or maybe she just innocently thought this is a really good way to get like a group of firemen to come round and run train on me.
Maybe there is that. Maybe they'll give me some meth.
I mean, I'm not judging her.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe she's just got a fireman fetish and it's got the better of her.
Certainly did.
She became agitated after being told she'll be arrested for making false reports. Several empty bottles of booze are found at the residence, and the people at the house told the officer Morgan was intoxicated when she made the phone call. No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah. Booze? I mean, what's booze? You know, are we talking beer? Are we talking spirits?
You know, your best friend.
I doubt she's drinking Carling.
No, they don't get it over there, I don't think.
No, I was just thinking, what's booze? How drunk is she? Or drunk enough to ring the fire department and say, her pussy's on fire, obviously. But...
You're pretty pissed, I'd imagine, mate, yeah.
You've got to be pretty drunk to not, or thick, or a combination of the two to realise that a prank call to the emergency services is definitely illegal, and they do take it quite seriously.
Yeah, I could say, looking at her, I've seen meth in her life.
I got in trouble for it as a very young child, you know.
Yeah.
I dialed 999, and I was probably about 8, and I just went in a really croaky voice. I went, fire, and shat myself when they fucking called back. Spoke to mum, and then I had to go back on the phone and have a lecture about the importance of not pranking the emergency services, because I might engage somebody who actually needs them.
Did it work?
Well, I remember it, don't I?
Yeah, you never did it again.
I know, never done it since.
No, fair enough.
Well, there you go. A positive story from my past for once that didn't involve Class A drugs.
Yeah. Or homemade light bulb pipes.
I mean, there was some crime involved, but it had a happy ending. I could tell you another happy ending story about the time I went into a Taiwanese brothel in Milan.
Hey.
All right, then, yeah, go on.
Very, very hospitable, that's all I'll say. Very accommodating.
Did they love you a long time?
As long as I could afford to pay for.
How much was it?
I can't remember. Moving on. It was in euros, I can't actually remember. Is there any more to that news story?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. For the final one, quite horrifying. So for the listener, there's a short video that you might want to watch that goes along with the article. You can find it by Googling "Wild video shows monkey on scooter trying to kidnap toddler" on the New York Post. And I didn't realise there was a scooter involved. I did wonder when I watched it. Wow, that monkey's moving at a rapid pace.
Yeah, I thought that.
It's on a
little
scooter.
tiny scooter about a foot high in it.
Wow. So many questions.
Yeah.
Okay. People are going ape over a shocking video. Yeah, that's terrible, isn't it? A child nearly died. Showing a monkey. A child nearly died at high speed. People are going ape over a shocking video showing a monkey riding a tiny motor scooter trying to kidnap a toddler in Indonesia. A motor scooter?
I didn't know they made no motorbikes like that.
Who gave it a fucking motor scooter?
Imagine a gang of them roaming the streets,
going
fucking scooters.
Somebody trained
holding pipes.
Some fuckers trained that monkey to pickpocket and fuck off at rapid pace, but it's gone wrong this time. He's got confused and thought it was stealing a toy or something. Oh fuck, human shit.
Anyway, the way he sort of crashes the little little scooter into the parents.
Well, he probably hasn't done his CPD.
And then the next thing he's dragging this kid off. Oh mate. I think this monkey is working for the global elites. I think that's how they get these children. They've trained monkeys to do it now.
I think Jeffrey Epstein trained him.
I think Jeffrey Epstein trained him, yeah.
He's gone on. That's how he got his fucking slave. Army of scooter monkeys. Right. The pesky primate, accompanied by gamelan percussion music, is seen riding the tiny vehicle down Gangmawa, a narrow residential street, before stopping by a wooden bench where a woman is sitting with a baby and two young children. The monkey hops off the bike and pulls the diapered girl in a yellow dress, dragging her several feet as onlookers yell at the handler. When the monkey ends its attack, the girl gets up and runs back to her mother. The disturbing video shows she suffered abrasions to her forehead. Jasa Sumpanji, who shot the footage, told Storyful that the incident happened as people gathered to watch the performance. Indonesians slammed the handler for beating the monkey after the incident, saying it's wrong for the animals to be used for entertainment. Right, now we know why there was a fucking monkey on the street with a motor-powered scooter. It was simply part of a street performance.
He went rogue, didn't it?
So we've got rogue paedophile biker monkeys.
From Mars.
Maybe.
From Indonesia, at least.
Yeah, at least Indonesia. I don't think we're going to get on Saturday morning kids TV.
I was trying to make a Biker Mice from Mars reference.
I know, yeah.
Oh, you got it? Okay, cool.
Yeah. We remember.
Yeah. Actually, when you think about it, that cartoon was like my first conspiracy theory.
Why is that?
Well, the bad guy was an alien and an evil capitalist who was destroying the earth to make money, and then he was just going to leave, wasn't he? But no one believed the mice. They were the vigilantes.
Right. You know, I think it was. I think it was my first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ripoff.
Yeah, it was. When everything was a teenage something mutant, whatever.
Yeah.
It had a big, long, complicated, stupid name, but none of it ever worked like the Turtles did because it was a one-off.
No, it would have been a lot different if it was the biker paedophile monkey from Mars.
That would have been a completely different show.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't have had toys, would I?
Oh, Gaz, I meant to tell you, I watched Batman and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the other week.
It's quite good, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was. Batman even lightens up a little bit towards the end, says Cowabunga. It's great.
Spoilers to the listener. 3, 2, 1. He even has a bit of pizza at the end, doesn't he?
He does.
Bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
Batman. Yeah, it's surprisingly good. I watched it with the girls and then was shocked in the first few minutes and someone gets decapitated, don't they? And there's like actual blood in it. And I was like, ooh.
Oh, yeah.
We got through it. It's one of them.
Will he be okay? Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll walk it out.
Just going to tore it back on. Yeah, quality film.
And I've watched all the new 52 DC movies now since the quarantine's been on.
Oh, fair play. I haven't made it to those yet. I've been doing a rewatch of the Marvels. And I'm still. Oh, actually, I've only got one series to go on one series and The Promised Land to go on my Red Dwarf rewatch.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's been fun. This is a bit of a preview to what'll be coming up on off when we first get together and do a Red Dwarf episode. But I actually found it. It's the first time in a while I've gone back to series 1. I actually found it. Now, don't laugh at me, Ben. Quite profound and a bit moving, really, because the fictional character of Dave Lister, we've got this record of him through the show from like in his mid-20s or early 20s up to like 55 years old.
Yeah.
All the different periods of his life. Like, that's really quite rare for like that's like a soap like character that's on TV.
How long's it been going on for now?
30 odd years. It's had the 30th anniversary. So yeah, man and boy, we've been with Dave Lister as man and boy. And Rimmer, you forget how fucking young Rimmer was in series 1.
Yeah.
That's true.
And how thin Crichton was in season 1.
Yeah. They're going to have to write that into the script in the next one. It's too big now to ignore.
Yeah. That might have been the first thing I said when you watching that was, fuck me, Crichton's got fat.
You had to add a few extra drives and things to
He's had an upgrade.
If you're a regular listener who didn't understand a fucking word of the last 5 minutes of us talking about Red Dwarf, over the next few weeks, if you're still on a lockdown wherever you are, I know it's different in different countries, but you can find it if you try hard enough. Red Dwarf, 13 series is sort of like there's a one-off special here and there. But yeah, get into it, man. Sci-fi comedy, British sci-fi comedy. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
And it stands up. Yep. Yeah, even the old series, it stands up. The story is good enough. The dialogue's good enough. It stands up.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And check out our forthcoming sci-fi comedy, The Trash Collectors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a little tease for you.
Yeah.
And also the Solar Warden album.
Yes. Well, there's lots of things. When we're allowed to get back in the same room, get back on our real equipment, there's all sorts of stuff we'll be doing for you lovely listeners.
Yeah. I'll be going on an exorcism course.
We could be trying to contact intergalactic pan-dimensional beings.
Yes.
In a field.
In a field at night.
Following the advice of Stephen Greer and his protocols. I forgot their proper name, the 5 protocols.
I don't have to cut my cock off, do I?
No, we'll be okay, Mike. The offerings maker with your mind. We've got to get through. This is how we communicate with these intensely advanced beings.
Wow. Just when I remember last time you tried to get me in a empty field, you were going to cut my cock off.
Right, nobody explain anything. Right, we got to end. This is someone's first episode. Just leave them with that. Yeah. Tune in next week and maybe we'll explain why I tried to cut Mike's cock off in it.
It wasn't something culty, was it?
No, leave it there. Right then.
I was gonna say something, but I've completely forgotten what it was.
All right.
Well, shit happens.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you what I was gonna pick for next week.
Oh yeah, what is it?
Sexual liaisons with aliens.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Lockdown's getting to you, mate, innit?
I haven't had any, personally.
Oh, but you've had a lot of dreams about it, I can tell.
I do love myself a green alien woman.
Okay, well, I guess I know what my research will be this week.
Pornhub.
Yeah.
Believe it or not,
The weird section.
I'm gonna sort of add it as as if the aliens want our seed to genetically make a hybrid or.
Oh, that's
keep
your
their own
dream,
race.
innit, Ben? That's your dream.
What?
Green alien goddess coming to you to reseed their planet.
Oh,
Then-
God, yeah.
Then you're not going to extract the seed through sexual, pleasurable means. It's going to be mechanical, clinical, terrifying.
In these cases, it is full-on sexual intercourse with a lady alien.
Except it isn't, though, because it's not fucking real. So,
You don't know that.
So tune in next week for that load of bollocks.
no, I'm going to have an open mind.
If the aliens catch you, you'll probably have an open arse as well, mate.
And his bumfuck story.
I think you guys need to be more open-minded about aliens rather than Stephen Greer going off on his little disclosure, fake crying story. No, it's a case of 1957 Brazil where a farmer was taken from a field and shagged. That's the real story. The real truth.
Ben, you really are after that Pulitzer Prize, aren't you?
Yes, I
It's
am.
a big one. You're going to smack the case.
And if not, at least you're going to get on Channel 5 late at night.
I reckon they could have me hosting a UFO show on Channel 4 about 10 o'clock.
Sex with aliens.
Sex
with
with
Ben.
aliens.
Did a Brazilian fuck an alien? And have you seen Zulu?
Why do I sound like Michael Caine?
Because he's in fucking Zulu.
He doesn't speak like that in Zulu.
Oh, sorry.
Don't worry, you'll get to watch it soon.
Oh, God. Don't remind us. Okay, right. Should we wrap this bad boy up?
Yeah, as I say, thanks for listening. I've been Ben. Don't join a cult unless it's a tiger cult. Don't drink the Flavor Aid. And stay safe.
I've been Gaz. I will say free Biff Tannen and fuck Carol Baskin.
I've been Mike. Thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you. Good night.